Owen, tell me something.
Truman, did you know that we're going virtual today because nobody shoveled out your parking lot?
Dahm, that's true. I almost forgot to say Dahm, that's true before I hit the intro button for the dumb.
Well,
Snow Day 5. Oh, welcome everybody back to another episode of Dahm, that's true. Of course, I'm your host with the most, Truman Steam Machine Steen. As always, I'm joined by the bomb.
boom!
Owen and Dahm are coming from me live at twitch.tv/Steam Machine. Normally, we're live around 8 o'clock p.m. Central Time-ish.
Yep.
But
8 o'clock.
today, we're live a little later, like 9:15-ish. But
Yeah.
it happens. You know, when you got a pro soccer player brother, he's got to travel overseas and all this stuff.
His flight gets delayed, and you don't know, exactly when he's coming back.
True. You never know. You never know. So
or if
welcome.
he's gonna come back at all.
Oh, damn. R.I.P. The real one. Welcome everybody into Dahm, that's true. Before we get too deep into it, really appreciate if you guys like, comment, subscribe on the YouTube over there if you're watching over there. Make sure you review rating us 5 stars over there on Spotify. Leave a comment on there. Follow us over there as well. Do want to shout out our Patreon members, patreon.com/opendisaster. Shout out Joe, Skylar, Dylan, Ozzy, Aaron, and Mailbox Kansas City. Opening soon in the Iron District. So
Opening soon.
all right. Well, big episode today. I mean, I don't know. It's we're on a bye week, and to be honest with you, I don't think we need to talk about the Chiefs Broncos game at all.
We can talk about it a little bit, but for obvious reasons.
I want to talk about a couple things, I guess, about the Chiefs Broncos game. Let's just roll into that. I'm not going to put anything up on the slideshow, but here, how about I switch? No, I don't want to switch the screen. Just imagine there's a slideshow up here. Chiefs versus Broncos recap. Skibbity Riz. I don't know.
Yeah, Skibbity Riz, yeah.
Chiefs stay healthy. Shamari Connor, I think, is the only one that got hurt.
Got like Did he get hurt in that game?
I think he went out with a shoulder injury at the end of the first half, it looked like.
Oh, fuck. Let me look that up. Holy shit, is that true?
Yeah, but nobody was making a big deal about it, so I'm not sure it's a huge deal. You know who did make a huge deal about things? Cincinnati Bengals fans. Oh my God, bro.
It's true.
People, there's some of the worst takes you've ever seen in your life on Twitter this week.
Oh my dude,
which is always what's on Twitter, but
were you the one that sent to the group chat the one about how the Chiefs should be banned from the playoffs or be forced to give up their bye?
No, I didn't see that.
So there was one from a Bengals fan that I saw saying that the Chiefs, because what they did was, quote, throwing the game and, quote, unsporting and unsightly to the NFL.
It's like play detrimental to the game, yeah.
Yeah. That the Bengals should be let in as an extra playoff team, and for compensation, the Chiefs should have to give up their bye and play the Bengals.
Okay, dude. Okay. Sure.
It's got to be the worst take I've ever seen in my whole life.
Here's the question. Here's a real question. If remember Raiders Chargers a couple years ago, where if they would have tied, they both would have gone to the playoffs.
Yeah.
But then they were like, one team was set to let the clock run out in overtime, and then I think the Raiders were going to let the clock run out, and then the Chargers called timeout, and the Raiders were like, oh, fuck it. No, we're just going to score. Fuck you guys then. Like, I can't believe you guys are trying to fucking fuck us. They're like, we're going to be cool. Like, and then they called timeout. The Raiders went down there, scored, kicked a field goal, and then the Chargers didn't make it in. All that stuff.
That was the one where Derek Carr had the smile on his face as he was standing right next to the referee about to call timeout.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think the coach was even content with it. But Derek Carr was like, oh, no, fuck you. Like, you called timeout here, and we had to run 3 more plays.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I do remember that.
And so here's my question. If they would have just tied the game, if they would have just let it run out, and they said, oops, we both make the playoff, oops, would nobody had cared about that if that would have happened? Would that not have been detrimental to the game? I think that's closer to like what people are talking about being detrimental to the game and all this stuff, where it's almost collusion and collateral damage, where it's like, hey, listen, you guys are planning together to not try to win this game, and then you're gonna lose. Like, I don't think the Chiefs said, hey, we'd love to lose so the Broncos can get in. I
Okay,
truly
I
think that
mean,
the Chiefs just sat starters.
yeah, the Chiefs sat like all of their starters, and
Yeah.
well, once again, it's also not as though the Chiefs were really throwing. The defensive line was just cooking our backups.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
I don't think people remember that we had run 6 plays on offense and we're down 21-0.
I think DJ Humphries did look solid though. I will say he got beat
Yeah,
like 1 or 2 plays, but listen, that's fine compared to what we had at left tackle. That's fine.
right. Yeah, it was, but I think people are forgetting, or Bengals fans just didn't watch the beginning of that game. The Broncos were pulling out everything. In the
Yeah.
first 2 drives, they had 2 4th down conversions
Yeah.
that led to touchdowns. The Chiefs defense was playing hard the whole way through. The
Yeah.
Broncos were pulling out wheel routes and swing passes, and they rolled out everything. And the Chiefs were like, we don't need to show you anything. We're going to roll out Carson Wentz. And Carson was trying his fucking best.
Yeah. It just sucks. We have not had a backup quarterback. I know everybody's like, Chiefs might have the best backup quarterback situation in the NFL. No. Chad Henne was the last time we actually had a really good backup. After
Yeah.
that, Chad Henne, Matt Moore, those guys, awesome.
Yeah,
Everybody else
right.
since then has been dog shit. Hot
Yeah.
dog shit.
I
Blaine
mean, to
Gabbert
be
was
fair,
fucking
though,
ass. Carson Wentz has been ass. Like,
Chris Ododokin looked okay, I guess.
I guess. Yeah, sure, maybe. I didn't really see him play that much. Yeah.
I was gonna say I don't know how much of that game you actually watched.
I watched. We turned it off with like 5 minutes left or 4 minutes left in the third quarter.
Yeah, yeah.
We would have watched it. You texted me. Well, what's crazy is Owen texted me earlier in the week and said, I'll see you Sunday. And I'm like, for what? And it was like, to watch the game? And I'm like, what? I texted you back and I said, a preseason game? Because
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, that's essentially what it's like the third preseason game. You're like, I'm not even going to
Yeah.
get to see Travis Kelce unless they, for some reason, know that I had bet on him at 830.5 yards and they'd get him in there to catch 8 yards worth of passes.
Yeah, speaking of that,
But
I don't know how many Hall of Famers need the very last game of the season that they don't need to play in to the last play of the game to get to their 1,000 yards. Don't know how many.
he
But
had to play in that game, to be fair.
yeah, they were winning by 20, and they
No, they
threw it to
weren't.
him on the last play of the game while they were
No,
running the clock
they were
out.
only winning by one possession. They did not need to throw him that ball at the end of the game. But here's the thing: is that he was 5 yards away. You might as well put him out there, and he also
So you're
gets
telling me,
$3 million for it.
so you're telling me
As
if we
NFL
take,
fans, we've all accepted that the players get to go out there and get their bonuses.
so if we take 7 yards away from him, he
I
gets worse. He gets worse.
I think he cared more about making $3 million than hitting 1,000 yards. To be fair, he got $3 million for that catch.
Hey, listen, I'm also just playing devil's advocate.
I know
Absolutely. If I had a chance to win 3 million, 3 M's, 3?
3 of them.
I mean, it's like
Insane.
Chris Jones playing in that Chargers game, He stayed in it until he got that sack.
Yeah, and everybody's like, ah! Yeah, and then he went off. Yeah. Was that last
Right.
year? That was last year, yeah, because he
Yeah, that's
sat
last
out
year.
and did all that. Man, that feels like forever ago, doesn't it? You remember all that
Yeah.
dumb bullshit? Holy shit. Remember him
Yeah.
sitting in the suite? That was so surreal. What the fuck was that?
But yeah, I mean, the Chiefs, to get back to the Chiefs Broncos as we were just wrapping up here, the Chiefs didn't care about it. They sat literally everybody. I don't think the Chiefs threw, but the playbook was absolutely closed. They
Yes.
weren't going to run anything good.
No trick
I
plays
mean,
for Carson Wentz. I'm shocked.
this is a team that closed the playbook against the Bills in the regular season.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. Here's what I will say is that football is a sport that you cannot half-ass play if the other side is playing their full ass.
Yeah.
You will get hurt. You will tear something. You will break something. You will get concussed. You'll get one of your teammates hurt. You cannot have. I guarantee you, everybody that the Chiefs put out there on that field was trying their damnedest to score a touchdown every single play and to sack the quarterback every single play and to stop. Nobody was letting anybody in. Nobody was doing it. It's been the biggest just longest week of whining from people where they're like, "Oh my, I can't believe," and like it's like Bengals.
You
Some I
it's
know,
like
and half of it's mostly trolling, where it's like, "I can't believe you let your division
right.
rival beat you." Oh my, couldn't be me, bro. Somebody was like, "Is this is America's team?" No, not anymore.
I
This is
did
the
see
biggest
that.
disgrace of the entire season. Oh my god, who
Okay,
gives
bro.
a shit, dude?
You guys lost 8 games, and one of them was to the Patriots, who won 4 games. I mean, sorry, 5. They did pick up a win somehow this last weekend.
Just put the playoffs in the bag, bro. Move on.
Just
What are we
put the
doing?
playoffs in the bag, bro.
Who
I mean,
cares? I
just
don't know, man.
I,
It's the biggest, it's the longest and largest amount of whining I've seen for a while.
I mean, if you want to be in the playoffs, fucking win more games.
Yes, beat the Patriots week 1. Do that.
The
You guys would have
Patriots,
been,
guys.
you'd have been all over it. You beat the
You guys would
Patriots
have
in
been
week
in
1.
the playoffs. They
Instead,
went
what'd you
4
do?
and 13, guys. They went 4 and 13, and one of their wins was you. Hey Truman, do you know? Real quick, last thing we're gonna say on this.
Yep.
Do you know how many wins the Bengals had this season with teams with a record above 500?
I'm trying to guess.
Do you know how many?
Well, they beat the Steelers once.
Yep.
They beat the Broncos.
Yep.
That's 2.
Okay.
Is it 4?
No, it's they had 9 games. They went 2 and 7 in those games, and their 2 wins were in week 17 and 18.
Or against the Broncos and the Steelers.
That's
So,
not good enough to make the playoffs, guys. A
no.
playoff push is not week 17.
Yep.
A playoff push starts in week 11.
Yeah. 2 and 7. Although, so if you go 2 and 7 against teams over 500, I'm sorry, but it feels dumb that we have to highlight the one game you lost to the team below 500. But if you're going to go 2 and 7 against above 500 teams, you better sweep the below 500 teams, like the Chiefs did. I know the Chiefs swept all the below 500 teams. You know how I know that? Because they only lost to the Bills and kind of the Broncos, and they're both above. They're both playoff teams.
Yep.
That's a good recipe to success.
I think so.
Only lose to playoff teams. If you only lose to playoff teams, you will probably make the playoffs.
So Bengals fans, I have this for you. I have a formula of getting into the playoffs. Win more games. Maybe, Truman, I know this sounds crazy.
Is that it for the formula? I feel like
maybe
the way they've made it, I feel like it would be more complicated than what you're describing here.
You'd think, but I also have a crazy one. Maybe not have a bottom 5 defense.
Oh, they did fire Lou Amarulo.
Nice. Not the problem. But cool.
Yeah, the problem is, I can't remember, somebody was like, listen, Lou did about as good as he could. He's like, he fell subject that he apparently coaches the side of the ball that they are no longer allowed to pay good players on. So,
yeah, right. Cool. Nice scapegoat. Good job. You can go the way of New England, who beat you, by the way, and fire a scapegoat.
Yep.
Nice, man. Gerard Mayo, that Patriots team should have won 0 games. And that coach got fucking Drake dog shit ass May to win games.
And they fired
him like the Bengals,
which is
crazy.
I know.
That's crazy firing. He was a first year head coach, right?
First year head coach, internal hire, fired after 1 year.
That's so fucking insane.
What are we doing? What were you doing? I mean,
well, the Patriots have got to go back to the ways that they were before Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, which is like the worst team in the NFL. So I see that they're going back to it.
Well, it's going to be Mike Vrabel. Mike Vrabel has to be the coach of the New England Patriots. Allegedly, the only reason that he even was talking to the Jets or whatever was to make the Patriots fire Gerard Mayo. Apparently,
well,
that was that report came from Sleeper. So, but
smart if you're Vrabel, but they should have never hired Mayo, and they should have hired Vrabel in the first place.
Yeah, the Patriots are going to hire or are going to interview 2 black head coach candidates and then hire Mike Vrabel. That's it. That's done. They're going to meet unfortunately, that's how they're going to treat this. I doubt they actually interview those people, and they're going to hire Mike Vrabel. That's the next head coach of the New England Patriots.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's get into it, Truman.
Meet the Rooney Rule and move on, I guess, for them. But who else got fired this week, by the way?
Doug Peterson? Of guys.
Doug Peterson got fired? Makes sense.
A lot of coaches got fired.
Did McCarthy get fired?
A lot of coaches. Yeah, I got a Black Monday tracker.
Black Monday tracker, yes, please.
Okay, so.
So obviously, Gerard Mayo, Doug Peterson.
Yep. You wanted to do all coaches fired this year?
Yeah, I'll just take it. Robert Saleh.
So Saleh got fired. Yep, Saleh first.
Eberflus.
Yep, Eberflus. Yep. You know who else? Yep, Gerard Mayo. Dennis Allen, obviously, with the Saints.
Oh, I forgot about Dennis Allen. Yep.
Yeah, you said Dougie P already.
Yep.
And there you go. That's it. That's up to date.
They haven't fired Mike McCarthy yet?
No.
What?
Yep.
Why?
I don't know.
What?
Apparently, the Bears are interview requesting Mike McCarthy at the moment.
What?
Yep, that's what I'm seeing. I just
The Bears are going to make the absolute worst hire available.
Yeah, I just searched it up.
That's so funny. Once I heard that they were that Pete Carroll was thinking about or was trying to coach the Bears, I was like, oh yeah, that feels perfect for it. Yeah.
Here's why Mike McCarthy hasn't been fired. They're just going to run down his contract. His contract expires on January 14th.
Oh, okay. And then they're going to fire him. Okay.
Yeah. So obviously they knew that he would either lose the first playoff game of the year because they wouldn't have a bye, or they would be in the spot. So that's why his contract only goes through the 14th.
Okay, that makes sense.
Which is just insane, by the way. Why is this contract expiring on the 14th?
It's just weird.
But yeah, so
you see Matt Nagy's going to get interviewed with the Jets.
He is?
Yep.
Oh man. Well, I hope it does good for him.
I hope he goes. As always, I kind of enjoy recycling offensive coordinators every now and again just to stay fresh. Defense coordinators, I like Spags. Worry he's going to go somewhere.
Yeah,
considering they asked him in an interview, they're like, "Do you want to be head coach?" He's like, "That's not what I'm thinking about." The answer is yes, but it's not what I'm thinking about right now. It was like, okay, well, you could have just said yes. It's okay. You're obviously thinking about it a little bit, you know.
Well, for guys I think defensive coordinator is different. I think once you're a defensive coordinator, but Spags was never successful as a head coach, is my thing. I can understand Nagy because he at least led a team to a fucking 11-win season.
A double doink in the playoffs, yeah.
A double doink in the playoffs. But Spagnuolo was never good as a head coach.
Sure, but that was also really 15 years ago?
And it also was in New York. So
maybe he's earned another shot, and St. Louis, I think, but
yeah.
Maybe he's earned another shot at doing this again.
Yeah,
10 double-digit years ago, and he's been the coordinator of the top, a top defensive coordinator for the last 4 or 5 years, probably.
Yeah. I mean, I can't.
And he could be on the back-to-back Super Bowl champion defensive coordinator, and also the other Super Bowl champion. He could be a 4-time winning Super Bowl champion defensive coordinator. Right. I think he's got a pretty good resume.
I also trust Veach to make the right hire if either of those coordinators go, because we went from Dougie P to Nagy, and then to Bieniemy, and then back to Nagy for OCs. That's some pretty decent ones. And I know your opinions on Matt Nagy, but back-to-back Super Bowls is gonna get him a new job. And then the only defensive coordinator hire he had to do was fire Bob Sutton, check, and hire Spagnuolo, check. So
boom, bada bing, bada boom.
4 out of 4 coordinator hires for Veach there. So
yep. All right. Sorry, I was just getting ready to keep it moving and grooving. Before we get too deep into this next one, I do want to. We did put out a tweet about getting hot takes. Owen didn't retweet it, so it never hit the algorithm really for me. So
my bad.
Owen's the algorithm guru, it seems. So we only got one hot take. It comes from Jeffrey Kane, and he said that the Chiefs will play a divisional opponent in their first round. Or their first playoff game.
Let's see the playoff picture. Because I don't. Obviously, the Chiefs have been the 1 seed for a while, so I have not fucking looked at the seeding, how it ended up. Oh, you've got it.
Yes, it's color coded. It's color coordinated. It might be a little small for you, but.
And that's top to bottom, I assume.
Yes, that's Bills, Broncos, Ravens. Yeah, those are matchups. Yes.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, so we've got Bills 2, Broncos 7, Ravens 4, Steelers 5.
Yep.
Or Ravens 3, Steelers 5?
6. There's 6.
Oh, okay. And that'll be the 4-5 with Chargers, Texans then.
So I think the Ravens are a virtual lock to beat the Steelers.
The Steelers look dead in the water. Yeah, I agree. So
I think it makes sense that I think he's got a great point that I think the Chiefs play a divisional opponent because I also think the Chargers beat the Texans. I think that's a team that's been that's a dead team walking. Well. they've been sleepwalking through the game through the year really since Stephon Diggs went down, and then also once they lost Nico Collins, he came back, but he just hasn't been the same. So
Right.
I have a feeling that the Chargers are going to beat the Texans. So that
Right.
means we're either going to play the Chargers, and I think the Bills are going to win, but I think the Broncos could beat the Bills. So I think it's either Chargers Broncos. I think he's absolutely right. I think
If
that's
the
an S tier take.
Broncos beat the Bills, that would be the most insane thing ever. But I'll tell you, from what I saw this last weekend, the Broncos have a formula in their offense to beat bad defenses. And as we know, Buffalo has an awful defense.
True. I think I did tweet this out. I can't remember if I did or not, but I said I don't know what the over under is going to be next week in the Bills Broncos game, but I'll take the over.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's a bad defense, man. That's a bad defense in Buffalo. That's the only thing that could be weird is it could be one of those where Josh Allen throws a pick early. They go 3 and out on that first drive. They get a stop on that first drive. Broncos go down and score. Josh Allen comes down, throws a pick. Now they're down 14-0 all of a sudden.
Well,
Scary.
I'll tell you this, the Broncos' whole game plan is to stress the linebackers because
Sure.
they do lots of swing passes and short runs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So and then that just is not going to work well for this Buffalo defense that's already hurt, but also
Mm-hmm.
just not very good.
Matt Milano's been back, but I still just he's not really who he used to be.
No, he's not back to full strength as he was in the start of the season. But man, that's one I might actually, for once, consider tuning in to a team that's not mine. I might actually watch that game.
Yeah. At least the first half.
Right.
You know,
We'll
or at
see.
least follow
But that
along.
also could be a game that Josh Allen just goes superhuman and the Broncos mid to high, like I call them like a middle high. I think they're like what, like number 10, or are they a number 1 defense, the Broncos?
The Broncos are top 10 for sure. Maybe even top 5 defense.
Yeah. But I also think that Josh Allen could just go superhuman, kind of like he's been doing all season,
Yeah.
and just take over that game. So
The
we'll
Chiefs
see.
also had the second best scoring defense until 38-0. But
That's so funny, man. That stat is gonna just ruin Spagnuolo's chances. Oh,
I'll
one last
tell you.
thing I'll say about
Also,
Broncos about
oh,
that Broncos Chiefs game is that Patrick Mahomes did not look happy on the sideline.
no, I mean it still sucks to lose. They're still bummed to lose. Also, for what it's worth, I'm probably more scared of that Broncos team than I am of that Bengals team.
Yeah, honestly,
That
that
team
Broncos
looked
team is
good.
weird.
I don't think the Broncos could. I don't think the Bengals could beat the Chiefs 38-0.
I don't think so.
I don't know. I'll let Bengals fans play that out on Madden and figure out what's going on. But
Play that on that.
I mean, they got a lot of free time coming up. So, okay, let's do a little playoff tier list.
Okay. Okay.
I just took a normal NFL tier list, so you can't. So I've got all the bad teams down there low. By the way, that tier, I just want to be clear, is named bad and not in it for the playoffs. Just in case there was any question marks about that.
Man, dude, those teams just they do look bad. Like you look at that tier list,
Mm-hmm. Every team in
man.
that tier list is like you're like that team's bad. It's a bad team.
I still can't believe San Francisco was this bad this year.
Yeah, I know that was crazy. Okay, yeah, there's not a single team in there where I'm like, I think that team could have won the Super Bowl.
Right. Absolutely
There's
not.
not a single team in there.
Nope.
So, okay. All that being said, let's hold on. Sorry. Let's get into it. So the way that I've got this broken down is that I've got wild card. So we're gonna do this by top possibility, like highest we think they could get. So we
Okay.
could put a
Yeah.
couple different Super Bowl winners up there, but
Like teams that we could feasibly see winning the Super Bowl will go in the
or
top.
or do you want it to break down where it's like, listen, these two teams are going to go to the Super Bowl. These teams are going to lose in the wild card. These teams are going to lose in the divisional. These teams are going to lose in the conference championship. Is that
Let's
how you
do
want to break it down?
let's do it more of a tier list than a prediction.
Okay.
So like
Yeah.
there's teams in here that we think cannot get past the wild card. That slap them in there.
Yes. Okay. Teams that we don't think can get past the wild card. Steelers.
Steelers,
That team's
absolutely.
ass. That team
That
is
team is dog shit.
ass.
It's
They're
yeah,
better than
just
Owen
falling
thought they
apart.
were going to be, but they are ass.
Yeah. I
Uh,
honestly, Truman, I'd put Packers in there, man. They have not looked good.
No, they've looked a little bit also dead in the water a little bit. Let's put them. Who are they playing to? We
The
flip it over.
Packers are the 7 seed,
Oh,
so
they're
they'll be
playing
playing
the
the Eagles.
Eagles. Oh no, I think that Eagles team looks good, man.
Oh, but then again, the Packers is it which team that has it in for the Packers? Is it the Eagles that always beat the Packers, or is it the Niners? The Niners
The
always beat the
Niners
Packers.
always beat the Packers. Yeah.
Okay, so
Um,
man, that would be a heartbreaker for Philadelphia.
other teams that I think can't
Oh,
get past the
Texans.
wild card.
Texans are wild carding out.
See, yeah, yeah, that's fair. I think that's fair.
The Chargers are going to possess the ball the entirety of the game.
By the way, the team you can't see behind the microphone here, is the Chargers. In case you were wondering. Okay.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Other teams that we think will definitely lose in the. I don't know if there's any team that I will say will definitely lose
No,
in the wild card round other than that.
no. Those are the three teams that I think are.
Are
done.
we trolling to not put the Broncos in there?
No, because Truman, we talked about this with the 2018 Chiefs with the formula, and the Bills are very similar to the 2018 Chiefs. We said this all season.
Mm-hmm.
What is the formula to beat the 2018 Chiefs, Truman? Do you remember?
2018 Chiefs don't.
Yep.
Oh, just stop them once or like stop them twice.
Yeah, either stop them once or just keep the ball out of Patrick Mahomes' hands.
Mm-hmm.
What does the slow ass Broncos offense do?
Keep the ball out of Patrick Mahomes' hands. Keep the hands.
Keep the
Keeps it out of Josh Allen's hands. Keeps it.
guys. Remember, the Chiefs had 2 3-and-outs, and they were down 21-0 because of it this weekend. I know it was the backups.
I remember they were getting the ball and they were like, the Chiefs have run 6 offensive plays, and here they take the field down 21-0. It was like, holy shit.
That is a formula that can absolutely beat the Buffalo Bills. So I don't think that the wild card is the ceiling for the Broncos. I think they're actually decent.
Yep. Okay. But all right, let's move on. Teams that we think their ceiling is the divisional round. We don't think they're moving past the divisional round.
The Denver Broncos.
Left hand up. The Commanders.
Yeah, I don't think the Commanders can make it past the divisional either.
No, because
I think
who are the Commanders?
Because they're playing the Bucks, they have a chance to make it out of the wild card.
Yeah,
but
speaking of, I think the Bucks go up here as well. I don't think they can make it out of the divisional round.
No, that team's so unpredictable though, so that's why we can't wild card them. But it's possible that they could.
They certainly could be. The Commanders are also a bit of a wild card.
Yeah, they're weird. They're weird too.
Because so they would probably play the winner of the Eagles game, or the Bucks would play the Eagles if they won. The Bucks are the 3 seed, not the Rams. That's crazy.
Yeah,
that blows my mind somehow.
I feel weird about the whole NFC. I feel like it's Eagles, Lions, and then nobody else.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Oh, I feel a little weird right now.
Maybe the Vikings. I think it's Eagles, Lions, Vikings. I think the Vikings are the 5 seed because of how good the NFC North was this season.
See, and that's like, I would put the Vikings here, but I think the Vikings could get to the conference championship game.
Oh, absolutely.
I think they had a couple things break wrong against that Lions, and then they just ended up, it's one of those where they're not as bad as that score said, I don't think.
Right. They missed a kick, which really deflated them.
Yeah.
But
the Rams. No. Sorry, the Rams belong here. Sorry.
You think? Yeah, I don't think the Rams.
Who are the Rams playing in that first round? The Vikings. Yeah.
The Rams, Vikes. I think the Rams. We might want to move the Rams to wild card.
I don't know.
Do you think the Rams can beat the Vikings?
Yes. Yeah. Although, man, who are the Vikings even? They've lost, 3 games?
Yeah, only 3.
I bet you they're favored.
Yeah, the Vikings for sure.
But I think that could be foolish.
Yeah, I mean, I think they could win just because, I hate, cover your ears, Minnesota fans. For whatever reason, the Vikings have the weird thing that the Chiefs used to have of just playoff curses. Yeah. So, you got to exercise those demons, and then we'll see. But, yeah.
Chargers,
I like this right now.
The Chargers need to get out of here.
Well, yeah, because they'd be playing...
They'd be playing us.
They'd probably be playing the Chiefs, yeah.
And I don't possibly see how the Chargers I mean, listen, it's a good enough team to get to the playoffs. It's a playoff team. It ain't a conference championship team, you know.
I don't think so.
It'd
But
be
I'll tell you
almost
this:
like the Jags making it where you'd be like, maybe. You never know, you know?
if everything breaks right,
Yeah.
but I mean, there's
But
no
no.
Mike Williams on this Chargers team anymore, so
No. No Chiefs heartbreaker anymore.
nope.
Okay. So now we go to teams that will probably lose in the conference championship game. Can I do one? Well,
Yeah,
can I do a heartbreaker?
I've got one. Go
I
ahead.
think the Lions, man. I
Oh,
don't think that I think this Lions team is banged up.
dude, they're way too banged up. I kind of agree with you, man. This looked like the season of destiny for the Lions, and a lot of their crazy fourth down plays worked,
Mm-hmm.
but their whole team's hurt. Let me look up their injury list real quick.
This is becoming, to quote a little bit of Dune 2, I'm seeing the path.
Yeah,
I think I can see exactly where we're heading in this playoff picture.
right.
We'll wait till we get to. I'll wait to allude to it until we get to the playoff bracket, but I know how this is going. Teams that will also definitely lose in the conference championship game. I think the Ravens.
Yeah,
Is that what you're getting ready to say? Sorry, I was
yeah.
skipping
No,
ahead.
that was
You
that
had
was
information
that.
to share.
Yeah, that was my one. That was my one. The Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's the Bills or the Chiefs here, um, yeah. Well, we might want to put them in the divisional. I don't think they can make it to the conference champ this year.
I think they can. I I mean they beat the Bills already this year.
I guess that's true. I just don't see the path forward with a quarterback who is historically unclutch in the big moments.
Just a coach and an offensive coordinator that just abandons everything that works.
Right. They get scared. They're the opposite of the Dan Campbell. Like Dan
Okay,
Campbell, when it's 4th and 13 in analytics, they go for it. He nuts up and goes for a 4th and 13.
now
Ravens are the opposite.
now let's get one knocked out here. Chiefs can win the Super Bowl
Absolutely.
for sure, for sure.
I think we put Eagles up there as well.
You think Eagles can win the Super Bowl?
Absolutely, I think they can. This team's really good, and when you have an all-star superstar playing like Saquon Barkley, I think I think
And
you have to
that
put
I
them in the
mean
Super Bowl
those
also.
wide receivers are starting to click with. I mean it's looking better.
I got a scary one for you, Truman. I want you to grab that Buffalo Bills team, and I want you to put them in conference champs. I'm sorry. They're the Chiefs, man. They're the 2018 Chiefs. Their defense is too bad. You cannot win shootouts in the playoffs like that. You can't. You can't.
Mm.
When your defense needs a stop, this Buffalo Bill defense cannot do it. They can't.
I I'll sit here. I'll agree with you. I'll sit here and agree with you.
I
But
think they're really good. I think Josh Allen's incredible. He's doing things that shouldn't be possible. But man, I
it's
mean,
one of
for a
those where
team,
it's like if there's the Bills know how to beat the Chiefs.
yeah,
At this
sure,
point, they've learned how to do it. But man,
sure.
there's something once they get to the playoffs, they just tighten up just a little bit.
I mean,
I think I'm probably with you on this. I probably support you. So I just in my bones, I really can't feel the Bills beating the Chiefs.
they let
But
the Dolphins
it's
score
been a
27.
while since we've watched somebody beat the Chiefs in the
They let the Lions
playoffs.
score 42. They let the Rams score 44. They beat the Pats, the hapless Pats, by 3.
That
Um,
game was close.
they lost to the Pats yesterday, but I mean, obviously they weren't playing starters.
Sure.
But
Josh Allen did start that game. That'll technically go against his starting stats, but
whatever.
I
They're
know.
just staying fresh.
You'll
But
start to see games where Josh Allen started and finished kind of stats.
right. I mean, they had a really easy schedule this year, but their defense is horrible.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. Like I said, I every time I see this Josh Allen Chiefs team play, he's a couple offensive line players and a couple wide receivers away from being able to win the big one.
Yeah.
Now this
I, I,
Vikings team.
I mean, I'm not even sure he's an offense away. It's in 2018, you wouldn't have said, well, Mahomes is just an offense away from winning the Super Bowl. I think he's a
Right.
defense. He's defensive players away from winning the Super Bowl.
Right. He's putting up these monster stats because his defense can't stop anybody.
Right. Okay, Vikings team.
This is the hardest one. Man, I don't know where I can put him. I think
I
it's possible that they make it, but I don't know.
I by definition, I mean, if we think it's possible, then maybe they should go in the Super Bowl tier. I don't know if I do feel it's possible. I
Okay,
don't think I
but
could see this Vikings team beating the Eagles unless they have already, and then I'll feel dumb. But I just, I wouldn't, I don't think I remember seeing that.
I mean, hold on. Let me look at this. I don't think they played.
I don't think they've played. I'm checking also.
No, they didn't.
Okay. That makes
They
me feel
played in the
better.
preseason, and the Vikings beat them 26-3. Okay, got
Oh,
to put them in the.
well, hold on.
But I mean, this Eagles team is weird too. Beat the Panthers by 6, lost to the Commanders,
I say, yeah, this is an Eagles team that could fall apart as well.
lost to the Buccaneers. I mean, they've won a bunch straight. Beat the Lions by 7. Um, they got right. They lost their games early. Like they lost their game to the Falcons, the Bucks, and who else did they lose to? They lost another game. Falcons, Bucks. Oh, they lost to the Commanders, and that's it. But I don't know. It's another kind of team like the Ravens. I don't think their passing is good enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, the rushing offense is incredible. It's incredible,
It's a great
right?
defense. It's a good defense, even. I don't think they can get to the Super Bowl. I don't think I
Yeah,
can see them getting there.
I think the Eagles are a juggernaut, and I think it's kind of crazy that they're not the 1 seed. You know?
Yeah. Well, don't lose to the Commanders.
Yeah, don't lose the Commanders.
All right. So that's it. That's
Win
our
your divisional
playoff.
games.
That's our playoff tier list. We'll publish it and get everybody mad at us. That'll
Yeah,
be good.
I
Help
don't know though.
boost the
I think we
engagement.
nailed. I think we nailed our first two. I think the only times people can get mad is the top 2 tiers. If people want to argue those.
Okay. So let's do bracket now. It's bracket time.
All right, ready?
I'm trying to think if I can do a.
Are we gonna do individuals, or are we gonna do the combined Dom That's True bracket this year?
I think individuals is more fun.
Okay. How do you want me to make mine?
That's a good question. I don't even know how I'm gonna make mine. So
NFL playoff bracket generator.
wait, NFL playoff
NFL bracket templates.
bracket
NFL playoff bracket 2024.
fill
Okay.
out a bowl.
Wait,
Complete your NFL playoff. Oh, I could just do it on NFL.com. So you just tell me I could just do it here.
Yeah, I think so. NFL playoffs 2024.
Oh no, this is just a video from.
Oh, this is last year.
Thank you.
Playoff 2025 bracket generator.
SuperBowlChallenge.co.uk. Super Bowl Challenge.
Okay, Super Bowl challenge.
.co.uk.
Dot.
Nice. Okay, I can just do it on here.
Why is the UK site having a better one than us?
That's a good question. I don't know. You might just try SuperBowlChallenge.com to be fair, but
Bowlchallenge.com. Well, there it is.
okay, all right. I'm gonna hide mine real quick,
Okay.
and then
I need to find one that works. That one didn't work for me.
actually let's. You did SuperBowlChallenge.co.uk.
Yeah, it didn't work.
That didn't work for you. Or did it work for
No.
me? Okay, well I'll walk
It did
people
work
through.
for you or did not?
Oh, it did work for me. I'll walk people through my bracket. Okay, let's start with the classic always Saturday at 3:30 game. Chargers at Houston. Give me the Chargers. Give me the Chargers. I think they move on. Baltimore versus Steelers. That's an easy birds. Buffalo versus Buffalo versus Denver. Wow, really struggled there. I think give me Buffalo. I think that makes sense over there. Listen, let's go over to the NFC. Give me Vikings over Rams. Give me Bucks over Commanders. Give me Eagles over Packers. Then we'll go back over here. Give me Chiefs over Chargers. Buffalo over. You know what? Give me Baltimore over Buffalo. Listen, let's squash that narrative. They already beat them. They already played this game. Baltimore beat them 35-10 or 38-10. It was some fucking blowout. I think this Baltimore defense can hold their own against Buffalo, and we send them back to a rematch of Week 1. We end the AFC season where it started. Buffalo at Kansas City. Rematch of Vikings Lions. Hard to beat a division opponent 3 times. That's what they say.
Yeah, but
even though I glossed over that for Chiefs Chargers, I just ignored that entirely. Yeah, give me. You know what? For sure, give me Eagles over Bucks. Listen, okay. I'd love if Baker could put it together and beat the Eagles. I just don't think he can. I think that'd be so fun. Listen, I'd love for Mike Evans to get another ring and solidify this debate. But
oh wait, by the way, this would be Baker beating Eagles again. Remember?
Yeah, it would. But last year the Eagles were a shell of themselves by the time they got to the playoffs.
True.
Which brings us to the last game that's very hard for me to pick. Lions, Vikings again. Shit. Give me the Lions. Yep, give me the Lions. Eagles, Lions in Detroit. Lions trying to get back to their maybe their first Super Bowl they've ever been to. They certainly haven't won one. I'm sorry, though. It's the Eagles. The Eagles crush them, break their hearts. Baltimore and Kansas City. Baltimore heads to Kansas City, trying to fix.
What's the name of that website one more time?
SuperBowlChallenge.co.uk. Okay. Did it work for you?
There we go. I used IE. It needed IE and not Chrome.
Oh, I used Chrome, so that's weird, but all right.
That's weird.
Whatever. Okay.
It didn't. Yeah, it wouldn't let me do it on my Chrome. Okay, you ready? I'm gonna share my screen. You can put it on my face.
Hold on. Let me finish mine real quick.
Yeah.
Can Isaiah Likely get the toe in? No. I say Isaiah Likely actually puts out 2 toes this time, and the Chiefs win.
What an idiot.
So, and this is what I said when I realized when we were doing that Super Bowl tier is that there's really only one team I'd pick from the NFC to go to the Super Bowl. And it's funny that the Chiefs would win another rematch of another team that they go up against, just like they did to the 49ers. But give me the Chiefs over the Eagles. Listen, we can't pick against them now, folks. They're too good. They're simply too good. So, yeah, give me Chiefs over Eagles in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I like it.
All right, Owen.
I like it. You ready for mine?
Yep, share your screen.
Yep, here we go.
Everybody hold with us. This will get a little wonky.
Hold on, little technical adjustments and get rid of my white face on here.
Watch the Owen stream. All right, let's see Owen stream. Here we go.
Okay, as you can see, the microphone is pointing to the Super Bowl because this is the Super Bowl talking here. We've already got the script. Okay, we're gonna start over here on the NFC side. All right. Man, wouldn't this be funny?
Just click.
Man, wouldn't that be funny?
Packers
it would be funny because it's.
Oh.
It would be funny because it's not going to happen.
I thought you were going to pick Packers over Eagles. I thought you had some balls.
Something that is going to happen is Minnesota is going to make light work of LA.
Ooh.
Maybe not light work, but I think Minnesota is a 1, 2, 3 seed, not a 5 seed.
Do you know it'd be heartbreaking? the Rams go to Detroit and rip out the Lions' heart. Oh
be pretty
god,
funny.
that would hurt. Oh my god, that would bang so
So
bad.
I actually have this happening, Truman.
Ooh,
I know
left
Big Show's
hand
been
up.
put. I know
The
Big Show's been putting on a
Commanders.
show, and this is why this is going to happen. Because this is going to happen. Detroit's going to get an easy game
The
where they're just
cakewalk.
going to outclass. They're just
Beat the
going to
Commanders.
outclass.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They're just going to outclass Washington. And
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately for our Eagles, this is going to happen. So we're going to
Vikings
actually.
over Eagles.
That's right. Vikings after learning after playing Detroit is going to clutch. They're going to clutch.
Oh my god, no way.
Yeah, they
Oh,
are.
okay. I thought. Sorry,
It's going to be weird.
I thought
But
you were saying they were gonna clutch this game.
oh no, we're leaving that for last.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
it's
So
spicy.
you have Vikings Lions NFC Championship game.
That's right. Vikings
Okay.
Lions and NFC Championship. Okay, so we're gonna ignore that for a second. We're gonna get the dead in the water teams out of the way. Houston's dead in the fucking water.
Yep.
Pittsburgh's dead in the fucking water.
We've seen teams sleepwalk, and very rarely do they ever wake up in that first round
No.
of the playoffs.
Then, I've been talking up the Broncos and how they could win, but Josh Allen's playing way too good right now to let that happen.
Picking the
Kind of like a
Bills.
like we said, Truman, in the 2020 playoffs before going to the Super Bowl against the Bucks. Josh Allen's going to have an over my dead body game against the
Mm-hmm.
Broncos. Is I think it's going to be close, but I think Josh Allen's going to have one of those games. I'm going to pick the Chiefs over the Chargers. The Chargers aren't ready yet. I just don't think they're ready yet. I think the Chargers are like the 2018 Chiefs in the way that people are saying, okay, they're getting ready, but they're not going to go to the championship because the Chiefs are going to be on full rest with all of their guys, and Andy Reid doesn't let his players slack, even though they, did the 2 week sit out curse.
Oh shit! Hold on.
But
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Sorry, I'm goofing
Oh
it.
my gosh, what happened? But
Oh, there
anyway,
you go.
then Truman, this is going to happen. Baltimore's going to run the ball on Buffalo, which is the one way to keep, which is the formula to keep teams like Buffalo out.
Sure.
And we're going to have a championship rematch, which the Chiefs are going to win.
So you have Chiefs Ravens in the AFC Championship game.
And then I have the Chiefs going on to win.
You have Chiefs.
And here's where it gets spicy, Truman. Here's where it gets spicy. The Vikings are coming back for revenge. They're going to the SB.
Oh, rematch of Super Bowl 4.
Which, as you know, what happened in Super Bowl 4, Truman?
Chiefs won, I think, pretty easily. They matriculated the ball down the field, boys.
Let's just say they were going to be matriculating again. D-Hop, Marquise Brown, fully rested Pacheco, fully rested Kareem Hunt. Yeah. Yeah, that's all I have to say. They played Carson Steele against the Broncos, by the way. Remember that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I worry about Pacheco. I worry about Harrison Butker. That's about
Yeah.
it. DJ
Yeah.
Humphries has alleviated a lot of my worries.
Yeah, I just remember Butker's good for one miss per playoff game to make it close.
I don't know, man. He's looked like not great. Ironically, he's been missing left a lot.
Which is weird, but once again, remember, 2 week rest.
I know. But
Well,
for
not
a
2 week for
kicker,
him
you
because he
almost worry, that that's too much rest,
Yeah, he's got one job. He'll be kicking the whole time. Harrison Butker has been here before.
I think the Chiefs had like an opportunity. I think they like went for a fourth down towards the end of the game. I kind of wish they would have just kicked it instead. Just let Harrison Butker on cork one.
Yeah, maybe.
See
Yeah,
what
I
he
think
can
you're
do.
right. Yeah, but once again, Harrison Butker's been here before. He's got one job. He'll practice and send it through the uprights. I don't think a miss against the Broncos is going to concern him. You know,
I don't know, man.
you'd much rather have him miss in that game. That's kind of meaningless.
It's true. You worry about it's all mental. It's all very mental. You worry about the yips. You worry about a lot of this Chiefs dynasty has been built on him being a very good kicker.
Yeah, absolutely. He's been a
They've had
huge
a
part of that.
lot of walk-off field goals that felt like fucking second, like you didn't even second guess it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah,
Second
57,
nature, if you will.
57, 58. You're like, okay. You know,
NBD.
There's the Matt. Remember the Matt Moore game, 58-yarder.
Mm-hmm. That's
Who was
true.
that against, by the way? Do you remember?
The Matt Moore game, it was against the
Yep.
Vikings.
Interesting.
And then Matt Moore played again against the Packers the following week and lost. Bad.
But he was a
But
legend for that Vikings game.
I agree. Okay, well there it is. So that's our 2 playoff brackets. So what do we have different?
I just
So
think the
we have the
Vikings are.
same AFC side all the way through.
We did? Yeah. Yeah, we
Yeah,
did.
you did. We both think the Bills are losing to the Ravens, which is crazy.
Yep. I don't
And
think that's
then
crazy.
on the NFC side, we both picked the Eagles. I picked the Bucks over the Commanders. You picked the Commanders over the Bucks.
Yeah, that's my only. I feel kind of weird right now.
Let me hit one for you. Oh, I feel a little weird right now. And then there is a we both picked Minnesota over the Rams.
Yep.
I picked the Lions over the Vikings. You picked the Lions over the Commanders. You picked the Vikings over the Eagles. I picked the Eagles over the Bucks. And then we both have the Lions losing in the NFC Championship game.
Yep.
Which is crazy. So I have the Lions losing to the Eagles. Eagles go on to the Super Bowl to lose to the Chiefs. You have the Vikings beating the Lions and then going to the Super Bowl and losing to the Chiefs.
This is funny because I advocated for the Vikings to be in the conference championship one and not the Eagles, and I put the Eagles in the Super Bowl one, and I have them losing before the conference championship game.
Damn.
Once again, this is what matters, right? So if this happens, I think Minnesota loses, and the
If
Eagles
what?
go. If
Oh.
it's all, I think this all depends on Washington, because I think Eagles beating Green Bay is chalked, and I think Minnesota beating LA is chalked. This is the deciding game, I think, for the whole fucking playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we have a pretty chalk bracket.
Yeah.
We have 2 5-4 upsets, which are hardly ever upsets. That's almost like having a 5-12. You always got to have at least one of those,
Right.
and sometimes a couple of those. I have 3 over 6. You have the 6 over the 3.
Yep.
That's about it. I mean, and then I guess you would have the 5 over the 2.
Right.
And then the 2 over the 1, or the 5 over the 1. But
Mm.
I've got 1-2 versus 1-2, and then in the Super Bowl, I've got 2 versus 1.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. The playoffs for a while have been pretty chalk.
I know.
The Bengals were not chalk, I will say.
Nope. The 5 seed, right?
Yep. Otherwise, yeah, I think that's about it.
Yeah, I know. In all reality, this is what it's going to be.
Yeah.
Probably. It'll probably be this.
Chiefs Lions. Man, I'd worry about Aiden Hutchinson come back. He could eat
But
our
Truman,
lunch.
the colors of the logo are red and yellow, so that means it has to be Vikings Chiefs.
That's kind of red and green, I think, actually.
Let's highlighter green now.
Let's look it. Let's get up. Super Bowl LIX.
The logo's on the screen.
I know, but I want it bigger. I want it larger.
What is that one next to it though? What's that blue and yellow one?
I have no idea what that one is. Ignore that one.
Weird.
Blue versus orange. That would have been. I guess it's Lions versus Broncos.
Yeah, maybe. It's weird. It's definitely red. So
it is definitely red, and I think that's green.
Maybe.
That's honestly, it's more of a Packers green.
No way. What if,
Actually, it is more of an Eagles green. It's more of a Kelly green, honestly, with a dark green in the middle. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I think this Vikings team is actually so much better than people thought.
Hey, but there's also a little dark red inside this logo. Watch out for the Bucks. Watch out for the Commanders. Commanders, especially, they're real burgundy.
I think the Commanders are
Bucks
good for
are more of a
upset.
maroon.
I think they're good for an upset. I think that's it.
I think the Bucks are good for an upset.
Yeah, no, the Commanders.
Commanders are good for one. Yeah, I think, but Jaden Daniels has proved himself to be the most clutch quarterback we've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean
already.
Yeah, maybe. Let's look up the playoff odds.
Man, I
Was
can't get my
Buccaneers
hat
versus Tampa Bay?
That's tilted weird.
What are the odds?
Are you
I
looking
think
up the
there's
lines?
probably a pick 'em, right?
What?
Yeah,
Then there's
spreads Tampa -3. It's a fucking pick 'em.
Nah, it's not a pick 'em. It's not -1.5.
Man.
How much are the Vikings favored by?
Yeah, Vikings got to be your favorite. Vikings. Here, let me just look it up on my fucking betting app instead
I
of
thought
the
you already
internet,
had
which
your
sucks
betting app
ass.
open.
Yeah, I want to see what the actual betting odds are versus what Google tells me they are, because it's probably different, you know?
Yeah, probably. Man, let's see. I know the Chiefs are the Super Bowl favorites again.
Yep. Wow, crazy.
Okay, so Chargers are favored by 2.5 against the Texans.
Yeah, that's not surprising.
Ravens are favored by 9.5
Yeah,
over
I've
the
seen 10 on
Steelers.
MGM.
Buffalo's favored by 8.5 over the Broncos.
Yep.
Eagles are favored by 4.5 over the Packers, which is closer than I would have thought.
Yeah. It's kind of, yeah.
Bucks are favored by 3,
Yep.
and the Vikings are favored by 1.5.
Ooh, that's
That's
almost a
that's a
pick 'em.
pick 'em.
Really?
That's a pick 'em. Yeah.
They have that one being the pick 'em. It's kind of interesting.
I don't know, man.
Huh.
I think that could be the closest game.
Am I gonna 16 parlay this?
So that's funny. Both 4-5 seeds, the 5 seeds are both 4-5 games. The 5 seeds are favored, but those are
Yeah.
also the two closest lines, which feels right.
Huh.
Okay. Yeah. You know what? Do a 16 parlay here, Owen.
All right, get the sounder ready.
All right, I'm ready.
You're also gonna have to say the sound because I can't hear the sounder.
I know.
All right, Chargers Texans. I'm going Chargers.
Yeah.
Ravens Steelers. I'm going Ravens.
Yeah.
Bills Broncos. I'm going Bills.
Yeah.
Packers Eagles. I'm going Eagles.
Yeah.
Man, all these favorites. Commanders Bucks. This is where I'm going Commanders.
Ooh, I feel a little weird right now.
And to close out this parlay, I'm going with the Vikings over Rams.
Yeah.
There we go. So that 16 parlay is going to net you plus 1360 on MGM.
Whoa, 1460 on FanDuel. Get an extra $1.
Full extra smackaroo. No, that's
You know what?
It's extra $13, isn't it?
Let me see. Let me just round robin these. Actually, I'm gonna switch out for what I think will happen.
Oh, what are you going?
I'm just switching out that Bucks Commanders pick real quick.
I see.
And I'm gonna round robin. I've got $5 left in my account.
Damn.
I think that's got to be 25 cents. It's $3.75. I can bet 40 cents on it. Oh, nope, that's too much. I can bet 30 cents on it. Okay. All right, that'll leave me 50 cents for live betting.
Of course. Of course.
For towards the end of the year, I'm waiting.
Camera back, big dog.
Oh, that's right. What do you got? You got something to say before you're out of here?
No.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. What do I care?
Just, camera back on.
Oh, by the way, that touchdown score parlay I gave for my work white elephant, one player hit.
Damn.
Hurts a little bit.
That's tough. Yeah, I don't think my 5-team parlay even had a chance.
Ooh, I have Chiefs Eagles Super Bowl parlayed. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
My Chiefs Packers Super Bowl, I wagered it at $5.30. I could cash it out at $5.33. Should I just cash it out?
Maybe.
Or should I wait? Or should I let the Packers beat the Eagles?
Oh my gosh, Truman. I don't know, but my 5-team parlay last week went 4-1. Only team that didn't fucking win was the Dolphins over the Jets, bro. You're shitting me.
Dude, they were ass.
I know.
Was I gone last week? No, I was here.
No, you were here.
Oh yeah, because I projected the score to be 42-17 Chiefs.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, fucking Dolphins sank my parlay.
Yep. Sorry, buddy. All right.
Bastards.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
Are we gonna review the hot take or?
We already. I mean, we can add it to the list if you want me to. I can open it up in Excel here real quick.
Nah. We'll just do it next week.
Yeah, we'll just remember. Jeffrey, we got you down for an S tier take. That's an S tier take. The Chiefs will play a divisional opponent. Or it'll be an F tier take and we can just rate it. That's the only downside to Jeffrey is that by the time we put it on the tier list next week, we'll just be able to put it in the right spot. So sorry.
It's fine.
There'll be no ball knowledge to be had there. All right.
We'll keep him in our hearts.
Yes. Appreciate everybody for being here. Appreciate you for hanging out.
Absolutely.
Make sure to like, comment, subscribe there on the YouTube. Make sure you're rating us 5 stars and following us on Spotify.
Absolutely. Thank you, by the way.
Make sure you're I had something else. Oh, make sure that me and Owen are thanking the patrons over there at patreon.com/OwenDisaster. Owen, why don't you go ahead and name them?
Yep, that would be Evan, Ozzy, Dylan, Skylar, Joe, and Meltbox Kansas City opening soon in that Iron District.
That's right. All right. I think that's it. Let me start hitting the outro. Twitter.com/Steam Twitter.com/Owen. Gosh damn it.
Real quick, Ian, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry that I couldn't make it. I hope you can forgive me and that I'm not dead to you anymore.
What happened? Oh,
remember
yeah.
New Year's? Yeah, he said, I just want to get back in his good graces.
I will say you would have cooked everybody in Mario Kart because I lost one Mario Kart race and I got second.
Damn.
And I'm an ass at Mario Kart. But we were playing the drinking Mario Kart, but
Mario Kart, like 1 beer per race.
We were doing 1 beer per circuit.
Getting
30s, getting older is hard, guys. Hey, we'll see you next week.